Cavs tonight.
Big
playing
one.
the Celtics. You just said you agreed with me. There's no big ones in the NBA. Now you said it's a big one.
Well, it's a big game because it's on national TV. It's a big game.
It's a big game in a vacuum, essentially, for me.
Yes.
It's a fun game. I'm excited to see them play the Celtics. So I don't want to rain on the parade of because it doesn't really mean anything in the standings. But you do think it's meaningful in terms of the Cavs' confidence,
especially for a young team.
And they haven't been playing that well lately.
That's the thing. Sometimes I think we judging the Cavaliers based on the LeBron Cavs and the Kyrie Irving Cavs, where they had veterans, J.R. Smith, they had all those guys, Tristan Thompson, they had veterans, Kevin Love. So during the regular season, they could come and sleepwalk through certain games and look like they weren't playing defense. But they went to the finals 4 straight times, right? So for this team is going to get 2 or 3 things. One, it's on the road. It will be a playoff atmosphere.
Yep.
You're measuring yourself against the top team in the Eastern Conference. You've already beaten them twice. Where you figure out whether those games were a fluke, whether you just happen to be playing good or they cared. You're going to get a good shot from them because at the end of the day, you look at Milwaukee in the standings, they're within
they're right there now.
Milwaukee's won 14 in a row, haven't they?
Right there right now.
And to be honest with you, the difference between the Celtics and the Bucks is home court advantage. That's it. So that team, the Celtics, will be coming in here and playing hard. They're at home. I think it's a great opportunity to work on your rotation. It's a great opportunity to start figuring out who's going to be the closer. You're going to have an opportunity to figure out what type of defenses and different things you're going to run. And I want to see what JB does and how he coaches this game because you're going to have to ratchet up. You want to be peaking. You want to be hitting the apex right when the season is over. You don't want to be still lollygagging around trying to figure out what you're doing. You want to be hitting the ground running. And I think the good part about the Cavs is right down in the 4th seed, I need to see them put some distance between the Knicks, the Nets, and these other teams below.
Well, it's okay. So the 5th seed, 4th seed dynamic is important, G. And I'm not going to get in the whole Knicks. We talk about that another day because the Knicks are red hot. Mm-hmm. But this is a potential second-round matchup in the playoffs. And if the Cavaliers win tonight, they clinch the season series. The first 2 games came in that first 15-game stretch of the year, where the Cavs, I think, were 12-3 to start the season, where they played their best basketball. The Cavs' best stretch of basketball this year was in that first 2 weeks. So I'm not saying they're a worse overall team now, but they're not playing as well in the macro version of what we've seen. So I'm looking tonight for 2 things in particular, and you hit on one of them. A, in a road environment, in the Garden in Boston, which is one of the toughest places to play in basketball, the Celtics have a great home record. Will they show up? That's first and foremost. And 2, what's JB going to do to counter some of the moves that Joe Mazzulla does rotation-wise? And I say that because JB said at tops they're playing 9 guys in the playoffs. At tops. Mm-hmm. And you got your starting 5. You got LeVert, you got Rubio, and you got Dean Wade. That's really it. Is Lamar Stevens going to play? How's he going to match sub for sub late in the game if Mazzulla does expand his rotation a little bit? And I'm curious to see how those matchups kind of, I don't want to say cross. I don't know, it's not force your hand because it's a regular season game.
Yeah.
But it is a preview of a potential second-round playoff matchup.
By the way, I said the Bucks have won 14 in a row. They've actually won 15
in a row.
That's amazing. It is so Boston only is a half game back of them. Guys, right now, are you Cavs, obviously the 4 seed, they're 6.5 out. The best case scenario, realistically, is they finish as the 3. They're currently 2 behind Philly. They're only 2.5 games up on the Knicks, who are red hot.
Knicks are surging
at 5. If you had to bet today, the Cavs, you can't pick 4th place. Are they more likely to finish 3rd or 5th? What would you bet?
5th.
5th.
I think I'd bet 5th too.
5th.
Yeah, I mean, you just look how they're trending. You look at what the Knicks are doing. They're playing well. You look at the Cavs right now. What are they, 1-3 in their last 4?
Yeah,
1-3 in the last 4, yeah.
And so, then you're going to think about it. You at Boston, tough. You should beat Detroit, but then you're back at home against Boston at Miami. That's a tough game too. Either I would come out of this 4-game stretch thinking the Cavs would be in very good shape if they can go 3-1.
And they're playing actually at Miami two games in a row.
See that?
Yeah, it's back-to-back in Miami.
Yeah. Not back. It's Wednesday,
Well,
Friday.
but I mean,
two
two games, back-to-back games. I go back to when I was playing in college, G, and Bull, and there were certain games in the schedule that you got up for. It was just a little different. It wasn't a playoff game, just a regular season game, but
This is it.
it kind of meant a little more, and it was, I don't want to say a measuring stick, but it was a game that you went in knowing we need to play well. We need
You
to
guys,
execute.
it was Babson.
It actually was. That's the team for us. It always was.
Talking about here.
Stupid Joey Flannery, 4-time All-American, who should have been at Emerson. But whatever. There were certain games that you knew if we don't bring our A game, we're going to get run at the gym. And tonight, on the road, where we just saw them get blown out by Atlanta,
Oh, yeah.
I want to see how this team shows up knowing that's the situation in this game.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's been playing poorly lately for the Celtics since the All-Star game where he broke
Right.
the All-Star scoring record. I think he scored less than 25 points in 3
Right.
straight games now.
And
he's a little off. Jaylen Brown
right.
didn't play against New York. Hand up,
Yeah.
my bad, did not play against New York. Jaylen Brown is expected to play tonight. It's on ESPN. You have a national audience. BetJack has the line at 5. BetRivers had it at 6. Pick your one if you want to bet.
Right.
BetRivers
Or
better
maybe
bet
it's
there.
changed as
It's
the day
changed
goes
since the
along.
day goes on. But when you look at that, I really want to see this team come out and throw the first punch.
Right.
Do not let this get
Well,
ugly early like it did
especially
against
because
Atlanta.
you talked about the Atlanta game, they were terrible. The Philly game right before the
Terrible.
All-Star break, they played terrible. So, like, they haven't played well. Like, you want to play well against the good teams. I get it. In the end, if they lose, okay, it might not matter in the playoffs, but it might. And G makes a fair point for a younger team. Like, for the Cavs LeBron teams,
Nothing mattered.
the regular season was completely meaningless.
Done. You
And it got to a point eventually where even the first round of the playoffs, you were like, just get me to the finals.
yeah, some of them, like we play the Pacers or
Yeah,
we
so
play
you
Detroit.
like knew they weren't going to lose.
You're like, come on, you're not losing.
LeBronto.
The LeBronto series, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this is totally different. Like the Cavs, we're going to go into they're going to be in a playoff series, and we're going to have no idea. Like, when's the last time the Cavs played a playoff series, besides the finals against the Warriors, where you like they could win, they could lose. Like,
Right.
obviously, you could lose when LeBron was playing those other series, but you never thought they were
weren't
going to
gonna-
lose.
They're never in
It's been
true
forever since you went into a non-Warrior series with the Cavs that you were like, it could go either way.
I think it was the Celtics. I think they beat. There was a series in 1990. I want to say 93.
It's 30 years ago.
93, the Cavs played Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And I think it was Larry Bird's last year.
Yeah. What
They had
about
back
some of
problems.
those early LeBron teams?
Yeah, you can't go that far back to when you weren't sure how they were going to do in a series. Like before LeBron had made it to the finals.
Detroit,
yeah.
Detroit
Yeah.
scored 25 in a row.
But that goes
But
back.
even that's a long time ago.
And that goes back to what you said. If you're an established team, it doesn't really
Right.
matter. But for a young team, this is what they gauge themselves against as they
Right.
go into the postseason. And to G's point, this team is a first-year team together with Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, and Allen as
Yeah.
your core.
Right.
They don't have a ton of experience in those crucial road environment, especially on the road.
Yep.
Tough matchups against these top teams. So
Yeah.
I agree with you, Bull, that in the macro, it's just a regular season game. Win or lose, it doesn't change the outcome of this team. If they lose, they're not guaranteed to lose in the first round. If they win, they're not guaranteed a trip to the
Yeah.
finals. But a strong showing and a win tonight can mentally for this team put them at a level that if playoff time comes and they got to go on a road game 7 against a Boston Milwaukee, they can lean back on this
I
experience
got
and
it.
say,
If the
hey,
Cavs get into a game
let's do it.
7 at Boston and Milwaukee, they've had an excellent season.
yeah.
Yes.
And but my point is
Tremendous.
that
We
they
I would
could look
sign
back-
for that right now.
they could look back
Tremendous.
at this game
Yeah.
as, hey,
Sure.
we did this
Sure.
in March. Let's go do it
But
again
let me
tonight.
ask you guys this, or let me. I'm thinking about this team because one of you just mentioned the 8 guys that are probably going to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about this, and you tell me, you guys know the NBA better than I do. In my mind, it's like 1 through 4, you love those guys. All
Yep.
4 of them. They're
Yep.
all lovable.
Yep.
They're all excellent.
Yeah.
You're excited about them. The other guys,
It's a dramatic fall.
They
all
don't have
blah.
a backup big.
They're all like Karis LeVert's a nice player.
It's a dramatic fall, boy.
They have nobody outside of the Big 4 that's got any interesting upside, do they?
No.
Right?
No.
Did I just spit on you?
You just spit all over
Sorry,
my
man.
head.
I spit on Mike. Mike was so, he's like, "Ugh."
This is why we all get sick, Bull.
Yeah, well, I'm not sick, thankfully.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
It's okay.
But, like, is there any interesting
I
upside?
mean, it's weird. So, like, Jetty, I don't think will be in the playoff rotation.
Yeah.
Jetty, of all the guys we
He's
listed,
got no upside.
but he
I
could
mean,
get hot one night.
I would play Jetty over some of them other dudes. I don't know who.
Right, but like I feel like the really good teams, and that's part of the reason they suck on the road, right? Because
role players disappear.
yeah.
the
Role
others,
players,
They disappear.
the others, they don't have any interesting others.
Okay,
I feel like.
so Rubio is solid. Like he's a good
Yeah, he's
backup,
fine.
but he's not gonna do anything.
But he is what he is. Like
He's
there's
solid.
no like. I feel like on a lot of these good teams that have popped up in recent years, there's kind of a guy that starts to emerge.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't have any guys
like
that.
Kawhi Leonard. You saw it like Kawhi Leonard. You saw it with Paul George. You saw it with some of these guys that just really started to hit the trajectory. Donovan Mitchell was one of those kids in Utah.
Yeah.
Where they're a younger kid, you're like, oh man, this dude is making a coming out party in the playoffs.
Well, the bubble, you had Jamal Murray
Yep.
and Donovan Mitchell in the same series, each coming out for their team.
Yeah.
It has to be,
Right.
in my opinion, when you look at the Cavs roster right now, and we've said it all year and we'll continue to say it, Mobley is that guy.
Right. No.
Mobley
But
is
I'm
that guy.
saying, like, that four is great, and that's going to some degree
Yeah, you're
carry
talking
them.
on the bench
but
of the
like,
other guys.
They got to hit on one of these, like, late first, second round picks one of these days that emerges into, like, an interesting fifth guy or whatever.
Because if you look at it, when you're drafting, the only player that they didn't hit on, right? So you hit on Mobley.
Yeah.
You
Hit on
hit on
Garland.
Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, they didn't draft.
Well, that was a
they
trade,
didn't draft
but-
Allen.
Yeah,
though.
they traded, but they traded. They got him. They got him. And,
You hit on Garland.
You hit on Garland.
Okoro's the bust.
But you
But
whiffed.
what's that? Of course, bust. You go back to that draft. That whole draft's a bust.
Sure, yeah. That's
It
true.
didn't matter who they took there. Anyone that was slotted. Go back and look at that draft. I'm telling
I'm trying
you.
to think who.
I'll pull it up, but it was a terrible middle of the draft.
Wasn't it Porter? Which one was Porter?
Let me give you guys. Let's do. While you're looking for that, let me give you the
Michael
true or
Porter
false.
Jr. What draft do you? Because I think they took him at 11.
Porter went 14 that year,
14. See,
but he had
he had a back injury. He had some back-
that's a real tough one because he.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where's the full draft? Don't give me this. So when Anthony Edwards, stud.
Yeah,
James Wiseman's already been traded.
yeah, he's garbage.
LaMelo Ball, a very good player. Patrick Williams, a very good player for the Bulls.
Well, the guys who went before.
So
were
those
irrelevant.
are the four.
Yeah.
Here's after, and tell me where you'd rather go. Okoro at 5, Onyeka Okongwu on Atlanta.
He's played pretty well for this. I mean, he doesn't fit what they
He's
need.
a center,
Yeah.
but he's been
He's done a nice
decent.
job off the bench. The only reason I know that is because he's on my fantasy team.
But he's a big man. Doesn't fit with what
Yeah,
they
no,
needed.
no.
Killian Haynes doesn't see any minutes on Detroit. Obi Toppin,
Nothing.
No,
Denny Advia
No.
on Washington. Jalen Smith.
Hey, he's the only Jew in the NBA. Let's give him some love.
He is from Israel. Jalen Smith already didn't get his option picked up. Devin Vassell, who's decent for San Antonio.
He's good. Well, and that might be a situation where
He's putting up points on a team.
look at his numbers, though.
No,
I mean,
he's put up good numbers.
I
Next
don't know
was-
how good he
I'd
is.
take him.
You'd rather have him than
I'd
Okoro,
take him.
wouldn't
absolutely.
you?
But I'm just saying that was
I'll
6
take
picks
him.
later.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
were.
And then you got Tyrese Halliburton at 12, who was by
Oh,
far
he's
the
been
best.
awesome.
But they were drafting a point guard after taking
Okay.
Garland the year before.
that's two.
Isn't Vassell a point guard too?
2-3, yeah.
Those guys are turning into good.
Yes.
Like, but that's the thing. Like, can you? I understand position-wise, but what I'm saying is, they never. Like, and most we've talked about it. Like most second-round picks are a waste.
I mean, they, the Dylan Windlers of the world.
right? Like he's been a total waste.
We'll do a final.
Oh, we got to break the tie here.
Yes.
Let's get that top.
Yeah, so thanks to Steve Becker, I have it here.
And then we'll do the top 5.
The question is, closest to without going over, what is the record for most bench press reps at 225 pounds at the combine?
What's the record closest without going over? Don't pick the same number.
I remember who it was. I just don't remember his name. I don't remember his name.
All right. Here we go.
You guys ready? 52?
Oh, they're way
42.
We're gonna have a winner. I think.
G, you win over.
Is it
The answer
44?
is 52 for Justin Ernest in
The answer is
1999.
what?
What's the answer?
51.
You just said 52.
Oh, the answer's
G went over at 52.
That's
the answer
corny.
is 51.
That's
That was-
corny.
yes.
That is corny
Finally.
as hell.
Finally.
I was one away.
I have been waiting to wear this belt for so long.
Are you serious, Bull?
I think G. Bush should win, but in fairness, Steve inappropriately said in his question without going over. He did say it. We did announce it. I would have not had that caveat, and I would have made G. Bush the winner.
Wow.
But
Which
Steve Becker
came out?
screwed you
Wow.
and gives Mike the champion. I think Steve was cheating
meant
for
to
Mike.
is meant
He
to
just
be.
wanted him to touch that goal.
Meant to be.
He wanted him to touch it. It's
That was-
so
that
crazy.
was
Feels so good. It looks good on me too, G. No
The
offense.
first winner.
It
Looks
does
doesn't
this.
look good on you. It's too big for you.
No, I
All right, you guys want to do a quick top 5?